Our top story today, a live stream of Trump Loves New York Bronx rally sparks mixed reviews, but the people who attended seem to love him. We're going to be looking at the top 5 moments that I saw from the Bronx rally on this week's Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. I'm Elijah Schaefer. Let's jump into it. Well, Jim Hoff reports the Gateway Pundit expected a large crowd. They said there was 10,000 strong rally supporters in the Bronx in New York City. Some say as high as 35,000. But rather than just going over boring articles today, I thought, hey, let's look at some clips. If you want to see how wide the actual line was getting into it, check this out.
I don't think we're getting
It's impressive.
Is your white privilege going to help him?
It's nice to see. So the turnout was way more than expected, as the mainstream media only predicted about 2,500 to 3,500 individuals, but there was at least minimum 10,000. I don't know what the true answer was. However, it's kind of funny when you see how people responded. Turning Point USA posted this by Charlie Kirk's organization of a woman who says that she's like a Democrat, but man, Trump's policies were just better. Watch.
You were telling me that you're not actually a Trump supporter, but you're here.
Not at all.
Why are you here today?
I'm here because when Trump was president, he was much better. I mean, the world wasn't on fire. The prices went up like crazy, the price of gas, everything. So he's the best, I shouldn't say of the worst, but there's no choice. I am a Democrat. I'm registered Democrat, but I would also occasionally vote for Republican. You know, I go according to, you know, who is better.
Like Joe Biden as a Democrat, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think he's destroying the country with his policies. You know, it's just things are getting worse and worse. And more, we're having more. We can end up with World War III with Biden. I think that Trump is going to make America great again. I mean, even I'm saying that, you know, even though his personality, like, forget it. He says things that angers me, but his policies were much better, much, much better.
And his policies were better. And that's the kind of reaction that we're seeing from individuals. Here's another individual that's explaining the same thing. This is an Asian man showing that Trump's really bringing the country together. Watch.
Okay, so
She wants to interview you. Okay.
you have been outside the courthouse.
Yeah, I'm being
every
also
night,
called.
waving at Trump when he leaves. Why don't you tell me, you're here with a whole group?
Have you been the big side here? Big side is save Trump, save America. You know, have a lot of people support Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you know, American first. There's people like it. No white people, black people, American people, okay, all people like this guy, like Donald Trump, okay. Coming to the courthouse to support Donald Trump. Coming South Bronx, you know, same. You see, I saw so many people here. You see, everybody come here. Different culture. Live here, coming here support Donald Trump. Why? Joe Biden, you have open the south border. This is bullshit. You the south border, you open. Everybody come in America, you have to check. You know, check what's going on. This guy, you don't know me. You don't know me. No trouble for America. Okay, this is for me. Okay, I hate Joe Biden don't like this shit. Okay, Donald Trump have like America. Okay. You immigration country, you come here, no problem. You have to check it. This is important. Okay, that's how we're talking about it like this. Okay.
And that's how we all feel. My wife's an immigrant to the United States from Australia. We don't mind that people want to come here, but you've got to do it legally. And also, we got to make sure that you care about our values and the ethos of our nation. But it's kind of funny when we're talking about the opposition who was out there. Check this out. This is somebody who was opposing both. Listen.
We're out here today in the South Bronx. Trump's visiting. I wanted to ask, are you a local here, and what do you think about Trump coming to town?
Well, basically, I do live around here, you know. But I can curse, right? I don't fuck with Trump. I don't. He took away he bring the PBT, but he bring the immigrants over here. But I love them, you know? Still, he caused too much for everybody.
Is there anything that Trump could do or say at this point to win over your support?
Bring back the PBT and the unemployment, because I'm living broke, baby. I'm living this broke life.
Absolutely. Have you been a Joe Biden supporter in the past? What do you think about Joe Biden?
He all right. He cool. He just a weirdo. He like kids.
Absolutely. I mean, why do you think that Joe Biden likes kids?
Because he old as fuck and he white.
So I wanted to ask, Trump seems like he's specifically coming to the South Bronx to try to reach out to the black community. Do you think there's anything he could do or say to outreach and earn support from the black community?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? There's nothing he could do at this point?
Nope.
Democrats are constantly calling him a racist. Do you agree with them?
Hell yeah, he a racist. I dead agree.
Absolutely. And why do you think that Trump's a racist?
Do you see him? You see how he looks? Thank you. He's a racist.
That's a racist comment. Do you see how he looks? I'm just making a bunch of assumptions off him. Well, I guess the opposition isn't so great. But it's also interesting because Governor Kathy Hochul actually responded to the Trump rally being such a success and called everybody who attended a clown. Watch.
Well, I'll tell you, it won't make a difference at all, Jake, and that is for Donald Trump to be the ringleader of and invite all his clowns to a place like the Bronx. New York will never, ever support Donald Trump for president. We know him better than anyone, and that means we understand what he's all about is just for himself. So this state will go solidly behind Joe Biden for president as it has in the past. So if he wants to spend his time doing these made-up fake rallies and pretending their support here, be my guest, because while you're doing that, Donald Trump, Joe Biden's out there on the other side, making sure he's delivering for all Americans. And so go ahead, spend all your time you want in New York, because we'll be with Joe Biden, and Joe Biden's out there winning over the rest of the battleground states. Well, I'll tell you, it won't make a difference.
Let's put that on pause there. That's insane. She called everybody, all 10,000 of those people, clowns, are they? Well, let's listen to a little bit of Donald Trump's speech, and maybe she should take a note. People don't want illegals in their state or their city. Maybe you could listen to why they like him. Check this out.
Down to $1.87 a gallon, and actually times when it was much lower than that. We had a record low poverty rate for Black Americans and Hispanic Americans. We had the best poverty rate in terms of the positive number ever in our history for Black Americans and Hispanic Americans. We lifted 6.6 million people out of poverty. Nothing like that has ever happened in our country. And the real middle class income rose over $6,000 a year. Think of that. Under Biden, it's a disaster. Real middle class income has fallen over $2,000 a year. That's a lot. That's a difference of $8,000. Real earnings for African Americans are down 5.6%. African Americans are getting slaughtered. Hispanic Americans are getting slaughtered. And these millions and millions of people that are coming into our country, the biggest impact and the biggest negative impact is against our Black population and our Hispanic population, who are losing their jobs, losing their housing, losing everything they can lose. They're the ones that are affected most by what's happening. Not only the fact that
Well, and it's true. Although I do got to say this, I wish that one politician perhaps would just mention white people. As much as I love all minorities, and I feel like, he's not lying. White people have been getting screwed the most since 1950, and nobody's willing to say that. I feel like I'm like alone on an island fighting for white people, and everyone's like, you're racist. Well, I don't know. They say that about Trump too, but I'm just fighting for my people because I don't know. A lot of you are white and you've been getting screwed. And then we care about minorities, but we can't care about them if we're getting screwed too. Trump, come on. Let's go out. I know you're in the Bronx, but let's get back to the base that got you elected as well. My name's Elijah Schaefer. Thank you so much again for watching the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. I try to cover the top 5 stories in around 10 minutes, but today we just went over what happened at the rally since it's a little more interesting than the stories. Have a great rest of the week as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.